everybody, and welcome back to the channel where we're doing some Spooktober stuff this month, because it's October. Yeah, I didn't really plan out the beginning of this video very well. So first things first, this drawing has taken me months. I haven't done traditional drawing for ages. I tend to stuck to my more digital side of things. I'm way more comfortable with that now. So and maybe the next one will be digital because that'd be so much easier for me to do. But we'll see. It may not happen. It may just be completely not happen at all. But anyway, that's not what we're here to discuss. This, a long time ago, for Halloween, funny enough, I purchased the Dark Goddess Oracle cards, which I actually struggled to read, I'm not gonna lie. So once I finish doing this series, which will probably take years, this deck might end up going as a giveaway item. But that's a long, long way in the future. Anywho, and we did the Goddess Tiamat. Now, this video is a request for from one of my patrons, James Zolter, who wanted me to do another draw from this deck and to draw a picture related to the goddess. Now, as you can see, we got Baba Yaga, who is a really interesting character. I really like the idea of this character, but I don't like the fact that in this particular set, she's been drawn as a young, well, I say drawn, 3D modelled as a young, beautiful woman. Because to me, when you mention Baba Yaga, she's often the old, crooked woman. And that's part of her power and part of her mystique. And I feel to draw her, particularly as a younger woman, kind of negates what she is and what she represents. I could be wrong. We are going to go in on a bit of a deep dive into this lady. We've got 16 minutes to talk about this. So first things first, I'm just going to read to you what is written in the book. And then we'll have a bit of a discussion on that. And then we'll see what time we have left to go on this deep dive. So the Baba Yaga represents loss. You are lost within a forest dark, borrowing others' light and spark. No need to steal to be seen. Find your way and shine supreme. By the power of Dark Goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. Now that's supposed to be a little spell to Baba Yaga, but again, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't know why, but this particular Tiamat was really good, but this one has bothered me. And I think it's because, yes, she steals things, but she predominantly faces her fears quite a lot, or is the fear that everybody has to face. And she's very much not, I mean, she can sneak around. She flies in a giant mortar and pestle. I mean, you know, she's a... I don't know. The idea of her sneaking around when she has a house that has giant chicken legs, I don't know. That doesn't sit right with me. But anyway. So apparently, if you draw this card, the Dark Goddess's guidance is every time you steal somebody's thunder, you are taking away the moment that they have earned. Trying to win praise for oneself by preempting someone else's attempt to impress is a completely fake way to receive adulation. Baba Yaga knows that what it is to be without love and understands that you sometimes need to steal the limelight in order to be noticed. However, Baba Yaga does not look kindly on those who have more than they need in life, and she will take from those who don't appreciate what they have. Do you really wish Baba Yaga to teach you her hard lesson in understanding loss? Then start to appreciate what really does matter in life. Give praise where it is due and learn to hone and cherish who you are. Baba Yaga offers to lead you out of the dark forest that ensnared you for a while, but is now lost to you forever. So, you know what, that's kind of a very... that hits a bit more on who she is. Baba Yaga is a lesson. Or as far as I understand it at the moment, she's a lesson that is used to teach children not to go into the woods after dark, because there's a witch in there that will catch you, cook you, and eat you. But... It's very interesting that they kind of touched on the fact that she is a life lesson. And it's not necessarily about loss either. It is about her own power and the fact that she will not conform to normal standards, which is good on her. I think you did really well to do that. the next part is the Dark Goddess's foresight, which is spend some time connecting with the forest. You have lost sight of who you are. Something that has been lost to you will return, and don't lose the faith. Stop trying to seek attention. You are using only half of your true potential. Something is being hidden from you. Open your eyes. Yeah, no, okay, that kind of just, again, is more of the same, which is, yeah, again, pretty cool. Baba Yaga revealed. This is where you get to figure out a little bit more about who she is. So, she is considered the archetypal thief of Slavic origin, a supernatural goddess who dwelled in the forest. She was of the forest itself. Children in particular were warned not to venture off, for Baba Yaga would ensnare them, and they would be lost to her forever. Baba Yaga was very crafty, so some people actively chose to seek her out for advice, but she would decide whether to help or to hinder them. Which is, okay, again, it sounds very, very like they took the basics of her story. Because there are a lot, I'm aware that there are a lot of stories of Baba Yaga that comes from Slavic mythology. I don't know a lot of it, so I'm going to go and find out some of it now, because I think that would be interesting, and I will come back to you when I know more. So, time skip. So, welcome back. I've done a little bit more research into the Lady Baba Yaga herself. And it's very, very interesting. She herself could be one person or one of three sisters who all have the same name. And it depends which part of the world you come from as to which she is, which I didn't know that, and I thought that was really cool. In fact, some of the stories kind of cross over, and the sisters don't all have the same name, but they have different names, and they help and they hinder, and overall they are just an ambiguous kind of character. They're not the kind of characters where you can say, that person is evil, for example, to be very stereotypical and Abrahamic in my choices. Satan is evil, considered, and Santa Claus is considered good. I don't know why Santa, considering we're Halloween at the moment. I think it's probably because walking around the shopping centres at the moment, they're going, Christmas is here, and I'm like, let me get Halloween out of the way, bitches. Yeah, anyway, that's my vendetta against Christmas. I've only spent the last couple of years being able to actually celebrate it properly, so it's not going to outdo nearly 15 years of retail work. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. Baba Yaga actually would make a brilliant retail assistant, only in that people would probably get very badly hurt, but she'd be brilliant. It'd be amazing. She would also get away with everything, so, you know, that would be fun. I mean, she technically deals in She technically deals in favors and magic and things like that as well, which is where she comes for the help or the hindrance kind of thing. So, very stereotypically, as most people will probably know, she turns up in a lot of stories where the hero is like, I've got to save someone, and she's like, cool. Right, are you a noble person? Are you a kind person? Which is something that I didn't realise. Like, she genuinely is like, are you nice to people? No? Then you're going in the pot. Sorry. Yes, she eats people. Which, you know, more coolness to you if you live in a forest, in a house that has chicken legs and can move around. I mean, I suppose you get, you know, it's free range. It's as free range as free range can get, I suppose. So, you know, you want a little bit of meat, you're gonna kidnap someone. Again, she doesn't really kidnap. She kind of waits for people to turn up and then is like, hey, I'm going to ask you a question, and if you answer it correctly, I'm not going to eat you. Which, again, pretty cool. But obviously you have to have listened to your elders trying to teach you these folklore tales, otherwise you're dying because you didn't pay attention, which I think is another pretty cool part of the story, because, you know, these stories that we teach our kids are supposed to be like full proper lessons, other than just don't go out into the woods at night, because that makes sense. I'm pretty sure there is things in the woods. It's like there's so much that science can explain, but there's so much that it can't at the moment as well. Like the entire Appalachian Mountains thing, which, by the way, some parts of that are in Scotland. So, if you live near there, you know what I mean. We're getting very sidetracked. This is supposed to be about the old woman of the woods. But again, she's not always an old woman. She could be a quite attractive young woman. There's been a lot of video games recently where she is involved. I can't remember. There's one. I can't remember her name. Not her name. The name of the game. I'll put a link down below to my friend Melly Playful and Tengu's channel because they played it recently. But it's a game about Baba Yaga and how she becomes the Baba Yaga. And it is the Baba Yaga, not, you know, how she... Yeah, it's very interesting, very fun. I really enjoyed watching their playthrough. I need to play it myself because I always find when I watch people's games, I forget what happens until I play it myself, which is dumb. But here we are. No one ever said I made a lot of sense. Or had a high IQ for that matter. So, yes, that was pretty important. I think it's always a good thing. The reason I'm kind of annoyed by this Dark Goddess Oracle card set is that she counts as loss. I don't think any of her stories represent loss. They represent perseverance. They represent survival. They represent nature more than anything else, because let's be honest, you're going to do whatever you need to survive, and she does. She teaches you to be humble, to never kind of grow outside of your means, always be aware, like never be too humble, know what you can do, but never be too egotistical either. So don't overestimate your abilities or underestimate your abilities, and know when to ask for help. And she will probably help you because that's the kind of character that she actually is, which is pretty cool, I find. And normally, at some point in these videos, I do actually talk about the drawing that I'm doing in the background because, you know, that's the kind of thing you're supposed to do, I think, maybe in these videos. So yeah, I'm going to talk to you about my process. I have this little sketchbook that you can see that I started many years ago to do Inktober kind of drawings and things like that, which I keep trying every year and I never manage to get too far. I'm going to inevitably try again because I like doing the drawings, but the problem is I am currently doing a lot of other projects at the moment and I'm getting sidetracked again. So black and white, traditional drawing, that's all that's in this sketchbook is black and white drawings, and I have to push myself each time with each drawing that I'm doing in this sketchbook. So there has to be backgrounds. I'm terrible at backgrounds, okay? I'm trying to force myself out of my comfort zone so I can get better. Someone said that I should do like screen redraws of some of my favorite episodes of like the Clone Wars, the Bad Batch, all that kind of thing, or even like How to Train Your Dragon or something like that, to try and get myself doing things. So I took that, I'm not tangenting, see, I do know what I'm doing, and I drew that into this and decided that I was going to do a drawing of the Baba Yaga because of course that's what this entire video is about, but she was going to be in her mortar and pestle and she was going to be starting off on her journey out to get some herbs, catch some children. I don't know what she's doing, but she's got a little butterfly on her finger, and the butterfly came from the game Smite. Yes, you've seen that game played on my channel. I do really like Smite. It's a great game. I'm a little bit annoyed at them currently for their promised use of AI voiceovers, but again, that's another story for another video that has nothing to do with this. We are doing Spooktober. Let's get back to it. Oh gosh, I also am just coming and getting over a cold, so I apologise for all the sniffles and all that kind of thing. The temperature drop has really messed with me this year. I don't know why, it's been really bad. Ever since COVID, getting sick has been quite a thing for me, and I have got sick. But again, we're getting sidetracked. Back to the drawing. So yes, I'm not very good at houses or backgrounds or anything, but I wanted to try and get myself to do her floating through the forest away from her chicken-legged house. And I wanted the chicken-legged house to be in the drawing as well, because that's like a key part of her character. And I'm aware this looks like a cabin in the woods kind of cabin instead of a proper house. So I could have done better on that. but I didn't this time around, so we're just gonna learn to deal with it. Oh, I shouldn't say things like that, but yet here we are. So, also because there was no colour going to be involved in this one, I decided that I was going to just kind of do lots of cross-stitching, hatching, and see what I could come up with to kind of give the house the mottle and daub effect that it had. And once I'd done that, I mean, I think I've missed a little bit of the drawing. I don't know where the footage has gone, and I have spent 3 months doing this drawing because I'm so bad and so out of practice with my traditional artwork that I didn't do it right. So once the cross-hatching was done, I thought, well, I'm going to need to have a focal point. So I decided to make the mortar and pestle more like a cauldron that she's flying in, because, again, a cauldron, mortar and pestle, they are two different things and typically were made of wood. Not the cauldron, obviously. Cauldron has always been cast iron. I believe it's always been cast iron, I'm pretty sure. I think there were copper cauldrons at one point, but we're talking way, way back. Kind of like Neolithic period, early Celts, Hellblade kind of time period. I love that game so much. I cannot wait for number 2 to come out. Give me that game! I really wanted to make the cosplay for that at some point, but again, I'm getting sidetracked. I have so much stuff to do. And then I need to do another Wine and Whips and actually just ramble about stuff that I want to make, or just do more videos like that. But again, this drawing was my first traditional drawing in a really long time, so I want to say thank you to my patron James Salter once again, who was the inspiration behind this video because he said he wanted to have more drawings and from the Dark Goddess series. And this is the second character, I believe, that we did. Tiamat was a great one, but I kind of drew her along the lines of Alex Straza from World of Warcraft because I was so into it at the time, but I think I probably could have done something different, but it works, and this works for Baba Yaga, which is the whole point. Hopefully it won't be like 4 or 5 years before we go through to the next one of those. I might end up redoing some of my older videos unless they're a Halloween video because, you know, kind of they come as a set. But that's it for this video. This is, I think, day 4 or day 5 of Spooktober. Thank you so much for the support. I'm trying to do a bit more non-gaming stuff, but the non-gaming stuff takes a bit longer to do, especially when it's crafts, because I've got so much glue and paint all over my fingers right now, because I am currently making... I played a game called Partum Artifacts that I really, really enjoyed, and I'm doing kind of like a mini review, but I'm building a little miniature doll room and turning it into like my version of the Partum Artifacts artist little room, because I thought that would be a really cool way of doing the review and splice it with game footage. So once again, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I do hope to see you next time. Take care, everybody, have fun, and goodbye.